Hello. Hello, George Washington, our lovely leader and savior.
Thank you. Welcome to my time, children. Hello, John. How are you?
I'm good.
Hello, dear friend. The war has been brutal. We need help.
Why are you here?
Well, both sides of the war have been affected, and Rome can't keep up. We're losing soldiers. We need you.
I'll come, even though I've tried to stay out of politics. But I'm definitely resigning after the war. I'll put my country before myself any day.
Thank you for allowing me to do this interview.
You're welcome.
What do we have here? A small, sad excuse of a state that can't even expand its own borders or get people to live there. What on God's green earth has you even speaking in my presence?
A sad excuse of a state. That's some bold words from a state with such a weak economy that a small state like us can outpay you.
Outpay us? What do you mean by that? If you mean your bigger bucks for bigger debts to your foreign brothers, yeah, that'll show us. No wonder you are struggling as a state. Maybe if you learn to stick with the U.S., you may be doing better.
We may be doing better. I don't know how we could. I don't know about you, but my time in Congress has served me well. You gotta learn your place. I mean, if we were really failing, you wouldn't feel the need to talk to us right now, would you?
The states were always fighting and could never agree on anything, even money. So how did we pull out of such a dark time? Civic virtue. Washington had even had to write a letter to them to get them to cooperate.
What is going on between you guys? It's almost as if everything you do must be a battle. Many years of war to get us here, and for this first year you are acting like your own countries instead of states in one country. Learn to work for the group. Don't try and be the entire group. A country is only as good as its people. So start acting like good people and treat each other as equals.
Even Washington, a military general, saw the need for civic virtue, so why couldn't the states?
So Washington wants us to treat small states like you as equals? There is no way a small state would ever be as worth as much as us. That's why when we start voting because of representation for population, we will finally have an equal say in state decisions.
Okay, so you really think that? Worthless is something I would use to describe your position. I mean, can't you see that only allowing the big states to decide what would happen, then all the small states would be left out? This is why Congress should have equal power as the states, and not the states having all the power.
One-sided? That's a fair judgment. You would never get your word to spread. So you want those congressmen to get power? Why? Because you felt powerless in office?
So it comes down to this. So if the Congress isn't going to get all the power, then why not have it to where all the rich get the power? I mean, if the rich and powerful decide everything, then we would never have to worry about this again. I guess having a king isn't that different from having a government.
So with everyone having power except for the government, the states made the decisions. So like children, they argued.
I want us to join together, so I will risk my reputation to try and bring us together, so join me. For years of disagreements is far too long. It is time to bring us together.
Without that civic virtue, the states would have never joined, but instead split, leaving them to be taken over by foreign countries and showing that the revolution was for nothing.
Daniel Shea was born in Massachusetts in 1747. He helped in the Revolutionary War to help establish our independence from Britain. So shouldn't he be treated with the greatest respect? This is surely what Daniel Shea thinks.
I helped with the Battle of Concord and the American Revolution, and they treat me like this? How dare they take my money after I put my life on the line for this country? I'm sick and tired of the Articles of Confederation.
Daniel, out of anger, wants to fight against the country he did so much for. And he didn't really think about why they were being so strict about the taxes. Schools and roads don't pay for themselves, you know. Daniel decided because of the taxes to lead a rebellion with other upset farmers.
The Articles of Confederation are taking the right to feed our families.
Let's fight.
For justice.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the war didn't greatly threaten the country.
Excuse for the war is over.
That's it. We surrender. It's too much.
Greatly threatened the country. They did alarm politicians and even the proponents of the Constitution, the constitutional reform, to cite the rebellion as a justification for replacing the Articles of Confederation. This kind of, in a way, made the rebellion successful.
Whoa, Daniel fought a war over this? This is bad.
The Articles of Confederation won't last now. We need to replace it. Did Daniel Shea show civic virtue? Well, on one hand, he did show civic virtue by standing up for himself and others. On the other hand, trying to fight and kill people instead of trying to make a compromise isn't good civic virtue at all. But there are many different ways you can view this rebellion, and you can decide for yourself whether or not it shows civic virtue to you.
And move in a little bit, Zoe, that way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, begin.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bored.
Okay, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go behind my desk.
We should go see what's behind her desk.
Yeah, just hurry before she gets back.
What's this? To go back in time to Shay's rebellion, flip the...
Oh, look this button.
Are you...
Hey, isn't that Daniel Shea? Wait, did we time travel?
You actually pay attention?
Of course.
I guess so. This is crazy. And what are we wearing?
These are those old people clothes.
These clothes are so not Gucci.
What are you doing? You can't take away their land. It's not their fault the government's bad and they can't pay the taxes. Want to join the rebellion tonight? That was awful.
Halt!
No! This is for all the innocent people. Kennedy, what are you doing?
Oh my god!
Press this button to time travel to the Shays Rebellion.
This was crazy.
We changed clothes.
And our hair.
I'm never pressing a button again.
Why do we have to learn about the articles anyway?
David, could you grab the assignments on my desk?
Yes, sir. Ooh. Oh! Oh!
Why aren't the articles not working?
My state is suffering because of this.
Be quiet. We need to find a solution to the Articles of Confederation.
Excuse me.
Who let the boy in here?
Forget the boy. We need to find a solution to the Articles.
The Articles of Confederation are not working because the states are being selfish and the powers was not distributed evenly.
That's actually a good idea.
That is a good idea. We should hold a convention to make a new constitution. Everyone, meeting is dismissed.
Wait, can I sign it too?
No, you're just a boy.
The Articles of Confederation failed because it had a lack of civic virtue, a weak central government, and gave too much power to the... Good work, David.
General Washington, lovely afternoon on the Potomac.
My dear, I have come to a decision for I shall go and help our people and join the convention.
I forbid it. You mustn't leave our home again.
I have made my decision. It will be a great way for our countries to write and maybe even better future.
But it could be much. It could be much. It could be too much power. It could be too much power for your mind, let alone your health.
I have been in the army, a soldier for our great country in the wars. It should be easy to do this.
You sacrificed 8 years of your life. And now sacrifice more? Okay, I'll try that again.
Yes.
You sacrificed 8 years of your life and now waste more for other countries?
Yes, I shall not quit on people and citizens who need someone to help them decide.
Everyone in the courthouse is arguing over what plan to choose, and George Washington tries to calm them down.
Everyone quiet down. We need to find a solution to solve the problem.
I think we should do the New Jersey plan because it makes us all equals. That's the best plan.
No, the Virginia plan gives bigger states more power.
The delegates continue to argue while George Washington tries to calm them down again.
We need one house.
No, we need 2 houses.
We need one house.
Why would we need 1 house?
Because we just do.
No, we need 2 houses.
Why?
I don't know.
1 house.
2.
The bickering continues.
We need.
I have a solution.
Who is this man?
I have a letter for you, sir.
Thank you. It's from Thomas Jefferson. Everyone quiet down.
Dear George Washington, I heard you guys are going through a problem. My friend Roger Sherman might have a solution. Your friend, Thomas Jefferson.
Okay, Roger. What's the solution?
The Great Compromise.
What's that?
The Great Compromise benefits both sides by a bicameral Congress.
That's a great idea.
The first house is the House of Representatives. The second house is the House of the Senate.
That's a good idea.
What about the smaller states?
The House of Representatives is going to be based on the population of the state. This helps the large states. The second house is the House of the Senate. No matter what, each house will have 2 senators, no matter the size. This helps the smaller states.
Oh, I like it.
Me too.
That's it.
Calling this plan the Connecticut Compromise. Although he helped settle the problem at the Pennsylvania State House, he was forgotten many years later, unlike the others at the meeting. Wow, maybe people will learn his name and know what he did.